Hey, Michelle is back. I think this is going to probably be the last video today because, I got stuff to do soon. This is a lot to talk about because there's a lot of things I want to share. So I may do pick up again tomorrow on this because it is important. And, I do things to help, Again, I eventually need to, I do have I just gotta I have decisions to make, on my how I'm gonna take care of myself, because it's always important for me. The most important thing for me is to make sure I'm providing for myself, that I'm not a burden to anybody. That has always been my okay. What is going on? See these goddamn motherfucking computers. It's always something's always fucking wrong with it. God. And that's the problem. See, we were relying on all this motherfucking technology, and it's worse. I mean, I'd rather go back to just dialing with my motherfucking fingers, honestly, and going and talk to people and face to face for shit, all this carrying on and stuff. So I wanted to get back and say, because I did another video. I hadn't uploaded it yet because, like I said, I'm having some fucking issues with uploading right now all of a sudden. So the main thing I want to point out is that marketing is not the hustling of yesterday. Okay, let me start over. Marketing of today is not hustling of yesterday. Okay, hustling of yesterday, taken from Black culture, had a completely different meaning. But like I said, people are always stealing, and infiltrating and being informants in these communities when they don't know a goddamn thing about what's going on actually in these communities. Okay, in most cases when people were hustling, my dad used to hustle. All right, but he was hustling, his hustle was just doing jobs that wouldn't pay much of anything. Okay, my dad had to stay in a rooming house for years until he met my mother. My dad knew my mother from the neighborhood that they grew up in. When they were in elementary school is when he first saw my mom getting on a school bus, okay? And he remembered her, because the families were in the community, and they sometimes they mingled, sometimes they didn't, but he spotted her getting on the bus with her sister when they were in elementary school. That's when he first saw her. So take it forward when their land was stolen and he was not going to be able to provide for himself and his and the family. When I mean by the family, his brothers, sisters, whatever, who were all relying on that land. Okay, all of them. And so what happened when the land was stolen? Okay, the people that stole it attempted to force our family who owned it to continue to work on that land, believe it or not. And so that was absolutely refused. So that means this big family of men, because there was a lot of men, had to get out of that environment and go out and hustle to take care of themselves and provide for themselves. Some of them already had wives and children, so they weren't able to provide for them. So they had to go out and hustle. Okay, is that what marketing does? Does marketing do that? That's my point. So I would take that hustling out of marketing, because because hustling is not part of today's marketing. Okay, that term, they do not mix. How about that? Okay, so when I had taken this marketing course, I'm gonna sign out of this fucking computer. When I had taken marketing back in the day, it's so funny. The same people I had taken marketing back in the day, I think it was in the late 90s, early 2000s. The same people are still in it today. Isn't that weird? So that meant, are they successful if they're still in it? Are you still successful if you're still in something that said they would make you successful, that you didn't have to ever work again? Because that was always those kind of buzzwords. I can make money sitting at my motherfucking kitchen table. Remember that? It's just manipulation. Okay? and cycling, or rinsing. What is it? What she say? Squeeze and rinse or something. I don't know. And no offense to someone I was, just getting information out of. I'm not trying to offend you because I think you are being manipulated. But that's fine. That's my opinion. Shit, I don't give a fuck. And then if you feel successful in what you're doing, then fantastic. I want people to tell me what is their. Yeah, I don't want you to tell me shit, but I want you to picture what is successful. What does success mean to you? Is it materialism? Okay. Or is it having close, intimate, valuable, interpersonal relationships with people? Is everybody always going to be a customer for you? I don't know. So those are the kind of questions you have to ask. I mean, if you consider success as having a big list of people and names and phone numbers and email addresses and addresses, home addresses, God damn, I get manipulated every motherfucking time, but that's okay. I don't fucking care. Nobody gonna fuck with me. I'm gonna do everything. I'm just gonna make this very clear. I do everything I can to protect myself. Okay. And there's always misunderstandings about each other anyway. So that's why I had to learn how to defend myself. Okay. When I was a young teenager, maybe becoming an earlier adult, I took some self-defense classes, because like I said, we had predators in the neighborhood. These older men, they always tried to come on to me. So I had to learn how to defend myself that way. And usually the best way to defend yourself is just be aware of your surroundings, be aware of dangers, and then take another way. I have, and let me just make this another thing clear. I have a poor sense of direction. Sometimes I don't know where the fuck is north, south, east, or west. Okay, and that has always been because I think it's just, we all have weaknesses as well. And that's a lot of people don't want to admit that. And mostly a lot of intellectuals. They don't like to admit they're weak. They have weaknesses. They have strengths. They always, they lie about how successful they are. They're lying about it. All right? I know this. All right? So, and again, you always had the opportunities to correct the errors in your ways. Okay? And these people that are following you and believing in your formulas are unsuspecting. Even these so-called successful people that have these, these thousands of people, databases of thousands and thousands of leads or names or whatever, emails. Okay? And again, I'm not attempting to offend people and interfere with your livelihood. All I'm saying is you need to be more creative than that. You do need to reinvent the wheel and change the formula. Okay? And take people off this rinse cycle. Take them off it. Whatever that shit. I'm sorry. Again, I'm just expressing myself and giving some feedback. Swipe the fuck out of your phone if you don't want to hear it. Just swipe this motherfucking phone, as we do. Okay, because I'm among billions of people. So if you're gonna don't get fucking mad at me. Because I'm exposing the fact that you're being manipulated and being told what's successful or not. What is success, and what does that mean to you to be successful? Does that mean owning 10 homes that ain't been, that people can't pay off? Look, I had a rental property back in the day, and believing all this marketing shit that I was told. I had rental property, but what it was, it started out as a primary residence. And when I wanted to move around a little bit more, I started renting it out. Okay. And then, over the course of time and due to my financial irresponsibility and all this bullshit, I ended up losing it and giving it back to the bank. Okay. And I lost it by listening to some of this bullshit going out from these so-called marketing experts. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm saying it because I'm trying to protect you, and I do it out of care and love for the people that are influencing that and pushing that formula, and the people who follow it and apply it to building their shit with it. It's just a pyramid. It's a pyramid. And you know what I mean by that. So stop it. Okay, so yeah, I lost my property, because I was irresponsible and just carrying on, knowing damn well I couldn't afford all the shit I was doing. But people, we have to present this persona, that we're successful. So I want to know what the fuck is successful then. Because a lot of these people that are doing all this stuff don't even own shit. And that's fine. You don't have to. I mean, it doesn't mean shit if you do or don't. What's important is that you are able to provide for yourself and have shelter, transportation, food, and clothing. Okay, I do not live out of my means anymore because of that experience. And I have been the most happiest I've ever been. Okay, but what's so ironic, and I'll talk about this another time, my credit score is high as it's ever been, ever. I've had my credit score down into 400. Okay, but thankfully, I always had a great paying job that helped me to keep my head above the water, where I wasn't homeless or whatever, starving or whatever. Okay, but when I did move out on my own, the first time, getting out of my parents' home, the first time, there were times where all I could eat was once a day. Okay, once a day. So so you have to give a definition of what you mean by being successful. Having a big list of, people that and do you even care about these damn people? Does anybody care about them? Or is they just a piggy bank or some shit for you? Or what's the other term I'm trying to make? How the fuck is this doing this? Are they, what do you call it? Not a piggy bank. There's another one. Cash cow. I mean, I don't know. Cash cows. I don't know. I don't know what that shit is. Okay, I took marketing almost over 20 years ago, and the concept is still the same. Now, I'm not gonna argue about it. And I think that's what people want to do. They want to argue. That's why I record my shit. I'm not gonna be going live and arguing with no motherfucker over shit. Because it's just theories and opinions anyway. Okay, now I'm not gonna sit around arguing with people about nothing. Now, if you want to ask me a question and I can present it in recorded form, that's fine. I'll do that. Okay? I don't have to do anything I don't motherfucking want to do. I don't have to talk to anybody I don't motherfucking want to talk to. Okay? So that's how I control my damn narrative. Yeah, my videos can be manipulated, of course. We got deep fake out there. People know how to do that shit. Manipulate stuff. Because that's their job too. Is to always be manipulative. But we just gotta be creative and do everything in our power to know who the fuck are we, okay, and what the fuck do you want. If you say you care about people, then what does that mean? And like I said, you don't have to tell me a goddamn thing. I'm not gonna be, because like I said, it's not my job to be digging in people, try to figure them out. That's their damn job to do that. Okay, I can answer all those questions. And I said it, I'm a warrior, I'm a protector, I'm a defender, and I'm a lover. That's who I am. And at the same time, I'm discovering, developing, evolving, and loving. You always are loving. You're always evolving. You're always doing that, whether you know it or not, or accept it or not. You are evolving. And so again, I'm going to see how I'm going to be able to help in that way and get this out and get the message out. Because I know people listen to my bullshit and listen to me talking. shit, am I, come on now. I know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not asking for nobody to pay me shit right now. You don't hear me calling out names unless I give people shout out. Because I do, people, there are some people that are just, like I said, in the music that they're creating from their sound of their voices, that's elevating some of them. And sometimes it affects people on a, uh, on certain levels of discomfort. I hate to say positive or negative, but I'll say on a negative frequency as as opposed to a positive frequency. But as I told you, you need to neutralize it and be able to accept it, however it comes out in either form. And if whatever it is that's troubling you about either or, when it, when it comes to sound, investigate the sound. What the fuck is causing so much disharmony in this sound to you, and resolve it instead of trying to shut down people talking about it, and threaten them, manipulate them. So I'm gonna stop there for now. I'm gonna come back in a minute. Looks like this motherfucking computer might be working. So anyway, let me handle some shit around here, and I may be back in whatever if I can get these videos uploaded. Peace.